Hello. Oh, Christ.
Right, hi guys. So today I thought I would come out in the sunshine because we've actually got some for once, and I thought I would use my Sigma 105 macro. It's been adapted to fit the E-mount, so I've got the Sony A7r3 adapter, which is the mirrorless basically. It's you've got the Sony A7r3 adapter, which has an SLT, so translucent mirror inside, and that allows the old screw drive excuse me, to work, which works really well for the older style lenses. But this gives you the 400 points or 399 points of focus on the A7r3. Here comes our friend, little horsey. Being nosy. See what's what. But yeah, so I'm going to try this out today. See how we get on. Going to be moving. Yeah, this lens is ideal for obviously portraits because 105, so we can use the horsey here. I will say the focus on it isn't as quick as the Sony 90mm macro lens, but for a lot less price, you're getting nosy. Oh, yeah. For a lot smaller price, it's worth the money. I mean, this cost me £379. And I had this. You can buy these now for $130. So this is a camera. You can try and eat it if you want to. Yeah, yeah, nice. What? You don't want to eat it? No. What? You can't eat a camera. No. What? You're being videoed. So does it smell really good or something? No, you can't eat it. No. Don't let your horse get near your camera lens. Let it try and eat it. Right, you're going to let me do some pictures of you? Yeah? No? So obviously you've got a 1:1 macro lens, so it allows you to get down to around about, let's put it on manual focus a second. 1:1 will be out, you probably don't like this. We'll get to around about 10 inches, 8 to 10 inches, which gives you a really good sort of distance away from wildlife, things like butterflies and stuff like that, so you can get a little bit further away. In fact, we've got a little fly down here. We'll try and get, if I can get him. No, it's going to fly away. You can't quite see him. Where's he gone? There. Oh, he's right here. Here is a little hoverfly. Don't know if I'll be able to get him really. It's quite a nice bright day, so hopefully a bit more ISO. That is gone. But yeah, a nice bright day. There's a little bit of wildlife. I mean, it's 5 degrees outside, so quite chilly. It's me in a t-shirt, but I don't feel the cold anyway. But the insects are a little bit slow at the moment, so if you do find one, you do get a little bit more time to try and capture the shot. But that one there is obviously just having a quick rest before he decided to go and fly away. Yeah, so yeah, I just thought I'd take this lens out for the day because I don't use it very often. And not this time of year anyway, normally, because the weather's normally much duller. And for portraiture I normally use the 135 f2 from Samyang. That's an absolutely stellar lens. It was absolutely sharp as you like at f2, and it's manual focus, so it actually makes you slow down your workflow slightly, which I think is actually a good thing for portraiture, unless you're doing action shots. But for general static setup portraiture, it's pretty good. So, but let's see what I can find anyway. So this is the 105 Sigma macro lens on video. Apologies guys, I've got a really dry cough appeared, which is really annoying. As you can see, the focusing, for some reason, for video, is fussy as hell. Don't like it whatsoever. But put it in stills, or put it into manual focus, there you go, is no real drama. Like I say, if you put it into video mode and you get it to try and focus on something, it's ignoring it completely, isn't it? It won't track at all. If I push the focus button whilst filming, it doesn't. It just wants to hunt, which is really strange. The only other lens I had trouble with this before was, so back in manual focus again, was the Sigma 35mm f1.4 Art series lens. Amazing lens, but for video it only seemed to work with manual. So, you know, it's just bizarre. But anyway, so obviously maybe these lenses aren't, the older style lenses just don't work for video very well. In manual focus, absolutely fine. You know, it's giving me control. You've got the peaking, so you can just bring it back and forwards nice and easily. But it's a, you know, learning game. I very rarely do video with a macro lens anyway, and if I was, it'd be a manual focus because I'd be so close to the subject anyway. It'd be at 1:1, and nothing will autofocus from 1:1 because the lens can't go forward, it can only go back, so it's just going to hunt anyway. So you know, this is sort of the best way of doing it. But that's a, you know, a little test there, because I've never really tried it actually. So on the A7r3 it'll probably do exactly the same as this. I never actually videoed with it on the A7r3, but a little test, it just hates it by the looks of it. But for stills, absolutely fine. The focusing works quickly. It's a little bit noisy, as in like sort of not the motor noise, but just it's a bit vibraty. It's sort of it's quite abrupt on the focus, but it works. You're getting sharp images from it. Otherwise, you've got to spend 900 and something pounds, and I already own this lens from 5-6 years ago, so it's worth the keeping hold of, and it's very sharp. So a bit of a resolution test here. So the sheep in the distance there are a good quarter of a mile away, I'd say. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and take a still image. I'm going to shoot at f8, around about 1/250th of a second, and around about ISO 200, and then later just zoom in on the computer and see how much detail is actually there. So, okay. So with macro, the closer you get, the higher f-stop you need. So at the moment I'm shooting f8. As you can see, the flowers in the foreground, extremely out of focus. Even the smallest amount of movement, as you can see there, is enough to, you know, put it out of focus. So my thoughts on this lens on the E-mount system.
even on the newest camera out, it still struggles in autofocus. So if you're looking to do some portraiture and some macro, and you have the E-mount system, and you can afford to invest in the 90mm Sony lens, I would buy that one. But if you're in my position where I have portrait lenses and this macro lens is pretty much just for macro, it's worthwhile, you know, to keep this lens, because I only use it for macro really, and it works absolutely brilliant for that. So if we come in as close as I can go, it's difficult because there's a little bit of a breeze and I'm moving, so there is stabilisation on this lens, which I hadn't got on. The sun's now gone in. There you go. So it is extremely sharp lens, very detailed, but you've got to be using your f-stops to get the best out of it. So as we come back even further, you know, there you go. It gives you a really lovely shallow depth of field even at f8, and I'm around about 1.5 feet away from the subject. It's just the sun's coming back out now. I'm in manual focus, so I'm just tweaking as I move around. I'm moving around backwards and forwards a bit, and there's a little bit of breeze, as you can see. So, but I just thought I'd give you a brief thought into this lens. I mean, I've owned it 5 years or so. It cost me £379, I think, back then. Absolute bargain, really, for what you can get compared to the other lenses out there for that price. And it's done me well. And with the Sony A7r3 adapter on there, it does give you the 400 focus points. It doesn't give you eye focus. So, like I said, if you want to do portraiture with it, yeah, it's still fine. You can lock on to the eyes, you know, manually and recompose or whatever. But if you want eye focus, just buy the Sony 90mm. But that's around about £900, about 3 times the price of this, roughly. Well, 2.5 times, should I say? But
So guys, summary of the lens quickly. It's really sharp, it's not expensive, it works pretty well on the A7R3 and the A7R2 and probably the other Sony cameras with the Sony A7r3 adapter. The bokeh coming straight out of the camera is pretty good. The AF locks onto that twig really quite well, and the close-up for this nail head, which actually shows you how shallow at f8 that image is. And that's it really. So if you want one of those, go for it, and thanks very much to my glamorous assistant, the horsey there. So see you again guys, and please subscribe and share.